Everybody go follow Elena at Elena Cardone on Instagram, all social profiles. Buy her book. Elena, thank you so much. Everybody, we will be back next Friday for light work. We're going to take a quick, oh no, we don't have a pause. Actually, we have Elena coming up to follow that up as a big thank you. We're going to invite the president of Success Coaching, Jarek Robbins, to come up, and Sean Murphy, our vice president of regional growth for EXP. Elena, thank you for building. Thank you for being a guest. We'll bring Jarek and Sean up here in just about 20 seconds. See you soon.
See you.
How y'all doing? Am I live? You are in the show. I think we're live. You are. Welcome. Nice to see you all. We're very excited you're here. I think I'm in charge of setting the agenda for the day. My name is Jarek Robbins. I'm the president of Success. We have some very special humans coming up. We have Super Dave Gagnon and Traci Gagnon who are coming up next. We have conversations immediately following this meeting. So I am very, very excited. There he is. Hey, I was looking for you. Welcome.
Welcome. Had a little link meltdown.
Hey, okay. It happens to the best of us. I was just saying we have some amazing humans. Traci Gagnon, Dave Gagnon. Conversations coming up immediately after this. And then I was going to pass it over to you, and you arrived just in time.
There we go. On cue. Well, I want to remind everybody of registration for EXPCon. It's now open. Head over to EXPCon, expcon.exprealty.com. Register today. It's 4 days of collaboration, thought leadership, innovation. You don't want to miss this. And you definitely want to do it now. The secret is the big hotel is filling up really fast. You don't want to miss it. Join us on October 11th through 14th at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're going to roll out the red carpet for you at EXPCon. We have the awards gala dinner held on October 12th. It's a must-be at event. You don't want to miss your chance to celebrate all the great achievements, see your colleagues and your friends, enjoy amazing food, live music, and much more. Tickets are $299. You can register at expcon.exprealty.com. This is going to be an agent-focused event. This is going to be what you need to really boost your EXP-ness. So, Jarek, what do you got going on right now for EXPCon?
Hey, I think everyone needs to boost their EXP-ness. I think that boosting your EXP superpowers is the way to go. We're giving you a sneak peek into week 3 of our August sweeps. If you register between the dates of August, write this down. Grab your pen and paper. You want to write these down so you get them right and you don't miss this. The worst thing in life, I think, is looking back and missing out on something that was important and something you could have benefited from. So if you register between August 14th, write that down, 1-4, and August 20th, your name will be included in a draw to win 1 free success coaching session worth $500 minimum. A special congratulations to Robert Norat from Puerto Rico, yes, on the island, who is the winner of our August sweeps. Week 1 prize, winning back the cost of his EXPCon ticket. So congratulations, Robert. You won back the cost of your EXPCon ticket, which is amazing. And make sure to register between August 14th and August 20 to be included in the sweeps. Sean, back to you, sir.
Well, we've done it before. We're going to do it again. EXP is challenging you and the growth of the company. Our next sprint contest, you see right behind me, we got our next sprint contest runs from September 1st through September 30th. How do you win? You must be amongst the first 30 agents in each region, East, West, Central, in the United States for a total of 90, or the first 45 agents in Canada to recruit at least 3 frontline agents. If you are, then you win an exclusive invitation for the November sprint events. The 135 winners will be officially announced at EXPCon, with progress updates provided exclusively at the Friday agent leadership meeting throughout September. Be sure to attend. Additional details and dates on the location. It's going to be in Denver in the United States and Toronto in Canada. Dates and location. Sprint will also be announced during the agent leadership meetings. Now, I got to tell you, we're combining this sprint. We used to hold them in 3 different regions. We're combining this sprint for a super sprint. Superpowers are going to be there. Huge names. The top execs. You're going to get to spend. You're going to have access to the top people in this company. So I invite you to get ready for sprint starting September 1st. And, back to you. Well, no, I gotta introduce our couple here. So I'm the vice president. My name's Sean Murphy. I'm the vice president of growth at EXP. Now, when EXP started, the person in charge of growth, actually one of the longer names ever for a title for someone, is the director of growth and cloud services. We have Mr. Dave Gagnon and his beautiful wife, Traci Gagnon, here to talk about their story and how they got going in EXP.
Hey, thank you so much, Sean. That's awesome.
Tell me how you get started with EXP, babe.
So about 10 and a half years ago, Sean, I got a phone call, and it was this guy named Jason Guessing. And he said, hey, David, I see what you've been doing over there at that other company. I'd like to talk to you about working with us here at EXP. And I said, I'm with the best company ever. I'm never leaving. Thank you very much. And that was all of it. That was it. 6 months later, my phone rings again, and it's this guy, Jason Guessing. I said, hello, Jason. He said, hey, yeah. Hey, Dave Gagnon. Dave Gagnon, how you doing? Which is an odd way to start a call. And I said, Jason, I'm still happy. Thank you so much. Give me a call in a year. And he said, Dave, I'm not a professional recruiter, and I would love to have a conversation with you. What would you say to someone who was awesome, who wasn't open-minded? And I thought about it for a moment, and I said, well, Jason, I would tell them that it'd be fiscally irresponsible to say yes or no to an opportunity without fully understanding it. There was pause on the line, and then he said, yeah, that. So I closed myself to a coffee meeting. I agreed to 15 minutes, figuring I could feed my kids dinner, 50 minutes with him, be home and tuck my kids into bed, which never happened because it turned into 2.5 hours. I was like, what about this? What about this? What about this? After 2.5 hours, I went, okay. I shook his hand. I said, I'm in. He said, you can't even join yet. We're not even open in your state. I said, I don't care. I'm resigning tomorrow morning because I can't bring one more agent to an old-fashioned model, and I need to be part of the future. And I made the move the next day.
Yay! Great story. And how I got introduced to eXp Realty. When I was first introduced to eXp, I said, no, thank you. I was overwhelmed and was working around the clock. And another friend came to me and said, no, you really do need to take a look at this. And I took a look at it and I wept because I knew that my life had changed. So in order to do my due diligence, starting with eXp Realty, Gene Frederick is the first person that I actually met with that was currently with eXp Realty. And I reached out to Gene and we ended up having lunch together. And he said, you got to get into the cloud. I said, okay, well, that sounds pretty cool. How do I do that? So he sent me a link and I downloaded the cloud, boomed into our cloud campus. The first person I met was actually Dave's son. And he said, you got to meet my dad. He's the head of eXp growth and cloud leadership. And I said, okay, how do I do that? So he showed me how to navigate in. So Dave is literally the second person I met with eXp. And Dave and I met as avatars, believe it or not. And then a few years later, this past September, we actually are the first couple ever to get married in the metaverse, married as avatars. We got married in real life and got married as avatars. I think we've got some pictures maybe we can pull up of that. And the New York Times picked up the news story and ran with it, and it has run in over 6,000 publications. CBS Morning News covered it. Forbes Online covered it. NBC News covered it. And Stephen Colbert? Stephen Colbert.
He poked fun of me.
He did a hysterical story. So you can actually Google Gagnon, our last name, Gagnon Metaverse Wedding. And again, we've been able to find stories about our wedding on every continent except Antarctica. So eXp got a lot of mileage out of our wedding.
I think that should be a goal. Take it to Antarctica.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. But
so you guys met in the universe. You know, you've got some pretty big events in your life. Can you tell us not just all wine and roses coming to eXp and working here? What's been going on with you guys?
Take it down a little path if you don't mind. March 3rd of last year, so about 18 months ago, we played some golf. We had dinner. I had dinner with my fiance at the time, and I stood up. I heard a funny noise, and I said, wah, wah, wah. I meant to say, did you hear that noise? And she dialed 911, and she said, he's having a stroke.
yeah.
In 9 minutes, I was in an ambulance heading to the emergency room, and I got very quick treatment. They told my wife to be, that he's never going to be right, that it's going to be 6 months of recovery. Get ready for the long haul. This is going to be ugly. That was me. I was a pancake for a day. So imagine you're running your brokerage, you're running your real estate business, you're serving your clients, you're having a great life, and then you're not.
Yeah.
Right? And so I woke up the next morning intubated, and I was able to focus. Traci was able to focus on getting me the best medical attention, seeing the best professionals, getting the best healing possible. And so the year before, I made the best money I ever made in my life, and it was thanks to eXp. The year I was challenged with the biggest health I could imagine, and spent 100% of my time getting better. My income actually went up 40%.
Yeah.
So when we talk about models and systems having an impact on your life, it's not just about changing brokerages because this might be better, that better. eXp has your back, right? This is my company within the company, but it's eXp is the platform. We have 1,000 staff members that took care of all of my agent, all of my onboarding, all of my people, all of my training, all of my brokerage. And this is the most blessed place to be that I could ever imagine.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, the neurologist called Dave's recovery. So he had his stroke on a Wednesday, and that Saturday afternoon, he went home. After the doctor's telling us we'd be looking at probably 6 months before he went home. So just 5, 6 days later, he was home and played 17 holes of golf the next day. The doctors called it a miraculous recovery, and the speech therapist called it spontaneous healing. And we know a big part of that really truly is because we were able to focus exclusively on getting Dave better because our business was able to run itself. And we never could have experienced that with any other brokerage in the whole world. So EXP really did set us financially free in every way possible.
The both of you are mega alphas in your own right. Where does everybody, EXP's the built for this, it's a place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we go? How do we become Traci and Dave? How do we build that?
Well, I previously had owned 5 Century 21 franchises. One of them was the 4th largest in the United States. And I was blessed to sell that 6 weeks before the market crashed. And then I was Recruiter of the Year globally for Keller Williams. So I've been recruiting real estate agents for over 25 years. So there's no substitute for time on task, right? But we work EXP, and we're in different revenue share organizations. I've got about 7,100 agents in my organization. You've got 5,100. So, percentage of the company between the two of us, it's a pretty big number. And we work it like a business. I mean, we get up every day and we take care of our agents. Our full-time job is to support our agents, help them grow, help them sell more real estate, help them make sure that they're plugging into all of the great tools that EXP has to offer. And when I joined, I was agent number 756. So I launched San Antonio. There were no EXP agents in San Antonio, and no one had ever heard of our company. And I will tell you that building EXP now is a million times easier than it ever was. Every once in a while, somebody will say, "Oh, yeah, well, you went to EXP early. There's no opportunity there now like there was when you started." And I tell people all the time, "Listen, if anything, you're too early. You're definitely not too late. You're too early." I believe the people that will make the most money in their traditional real estate business, in their commercial business, and certainly as agent attractors haven't even been introduced to EXP yet. The opportunity now, we are just now hitting the place where I think the biggest opportunity for growth and prosperity is available for our rockstar EXP agents.
So Sean, think about this, right? So someone asked me the other day, "Dave, did I miss it? I should have listened to you 6 years ago when you called me. Now you guys are 83,000 people. Did I miss it?" Listen to this. When I joined, I was agent 123. We were 4.5 years old at that time. EXP was 4.5 years old. I became the director of growth, and a year later we hit 1,000. So we were 5.5 years old when we hit 1,000. I have people in my business that have been here for 2 years that have 1,000 people in their group.
Tremendous opportunities.
Think about that. Think about that. Where will they be 8 years from now? This thing is amazing. And then you think about, we have partners like you, Sean, and Jarek, helping our agents with coaching, helping them with the next step. Sean, you and Amy and Russ and the other members we've added recently are godsend. Yeah. You are an extension. You extend our time. You extend our quality of life, because with 5,000 people, how many appointments could I do in a week? I would be the bottleneck, right? Yeah. And now it's like we can teach systems and models and scripts and dialogue, and then paths of success, which the company plays a huge part of. So thank you, both of you, for being in the role of supporting us and what we're doing with our people.
I mean, you kicked it off, but how are you managing your organization? It's rather large. Between the two of you, it's over 12,000 people. How are you managing that? It sounds daunting. I used to run a brokerage of 513 people, and I would go home and lose hair. So yeah, no direction.
That was from before EXP. Okay, yeah. If he found EXP earlier, he'd still have hair.
Well, and here's the beautiful thing, Sean. If I was running any company of 5,000 people, or Traci with 7,000, you think about how daunting that would be, and the layers of management and the
Right.
reports and all of that. Here's the beautiful thing. All of those agents and brokers work at eXp Realty, and they have access to all the staff and all the support globally. I was intubated. I was a tube down my throat, and my business grew
Right.
by 40%. So I don't have to do anything. What I choose to do is to lean in and lead by example, right? And so one of my favorite recent stories is in the last 30 days, we did 7-day Alaskan cruise. We did 14 days on a Mediterranean cruise, and I worked for 7 days. In those 7 days, I attracted 5 new business partners because I've been following up and following up and following up and conversations, and it was the right time.
Right.
We're in a shifting market, which means every intelligent business person in real estate should be open-minded for what's next.
Right.
And so this is the time to have these conversations. This is the time for them to express their fears, their issues, and their concerns. And all we have to do is show them the solution to what they're looking for. And it's an easy decision. My little group added 165 agents and brokers globally in the last 30 days. I added 5. The machine added 165. Anyone who's not running a business like a machine doesn't understand the power and the value of being at eXp.
100%.
Yep. Yeah. Are you guys using the same systems for growth and attraction, or for selling?
Some of the same systems, and we both definitely use virtual assistants as well. So if you're interested in how we're using VAs, just ding me on Workplace, and I'm happy to give you a little bit of insight on there. And we have lots of support as well. I will tell you that we outsource everything that we can in our life, from somebody else makes our beds every morning and makes our coffee to, every single part of our business that we can outsource, we do. Dave's next book is going to be called Leverage. It's all about how to gain more leverage in your life. The highest value things that Dave and I do every day is talk to our eXp agents that are ready to grow and that are interested in growth, whether it's agent attraction, whether it's personal growth, personal self-development, or whether it's growing their traditional real estate business. Those are the most important conversations that we have. And the next most important conversations are talking to real estate agents that are not already with our life-changing company. So anything that doesn't either help us grow our real estate business or help us grow personally and with our family, we try to delegate that out. So shameless plug here, Millionaire Mindset for Real Estate Wealth. Oh, you can't really see it. Anyway, you can buy it on Amazon, Millionaire Mindset for Real Estate Wealth, by millionaiремindset.com. Thank you very much. It's got the old cover on it, but that's okay. I will tell you that and I don't make any profit off of this. I sell it at the cheapest price that Amazon lets me sell it at, $3.69. But it really does talk a lot about the psychology of success. That's the reason that I wrote the book. That's the reason that I sell it literally as cheap as Amazon will let me sell it, simply because if you can get your mindset right, that's the first step always. And we are so blessed to be a part of a company that I tell people all the time that eXp is a personal development company, cleverly disguised as a real estate company, because once you've got your mindset straight, then everything else changes, and you can achieve the levels of success that really before you never could have begun to imagine. And proximity is power. That's one of the most important things too. That's why going to EXPCon is so important for the growth of your business. It's not just about what you'll learn, it's about the people that you will connect with, the conversations that you're going to have, and the opportunity to really see people that are living life at a higher level, no matter what part of your life you're focused on right now.
Awesome. So where from here? I mean, Glenn would like to see us at 500,000. I'd like to see us at 120,000 by the end of the year. Where does the Gagnon team go from here?
Well, we've been fairly consistently doubling about every 9 to 12 months. And with a shifted market and people being more open to conversations, I think we can accelerate that a little bit. And you look at the events, you look at how we play as a team here, right? So many organizations out in the world, everyone competes against other people. We have a inner circle group here called the Alphas, and I have never seen a group of highly driven individuals collaborate and pour into each other like you can't believe. An example that I'll give is I used to do my own events. Traci used to do her own events. And then this other character, Brent Gove, did his own events. We ended up in the same proximity and we spoke for each other and got to know each other. And Brent said, hey, why don't we just all do this together? And it's like, we can all do this together and all of our people can be recognized and share and pour in. And these are not official EXP events. This is a private, let's level up event. And we're all invited to go. We're all invited to participate. And the stuff that we share openly is unbelievable. And so to hit that number of 120, I think that's in the bag.
That's awesome. I mean, the power of events is so huge. I was at Inman last week with Jason Gessing and Michael Valdez, and I was in our hospitality suite, and it was quiet. I was doing work there. I was actually doing one of our masterminds, and the door creaks open, and a little head sticks in, and this guy, first person I seen at Inman, first person I talked to at this whole convention, leans in, he goes, "How do I move my license to EXP?" That was the first thing that I heard at Inman was somebody asking how he transfers his license. And the events team was in there. They're like, oh my gosh, you're kidding. I go, no. I go, it's no secret.
Right.
The whole Inman convention was focused on how well we're doing. It wasn't focused on us. It was data scientists talking about real numbers, how our model is just dominating. And if you haven't seen the Mike Del Preti video from Inman, I suggest it. It's probably best 10 minutes of your life. But it was just person after person after person asking how, when, who do I talk to? And if you guys think the opportunity has changed, I had an owner of 3 brokerages call the orphan hotline. They did. And I went, are you kidding? You haven't talked to anybody about EXP? Even no. So that's what's out there. It's still happening. So what's your guidance for everybody here? We have thousands of agents watching this. What does the Gagnon team say? Where do you start? What's your first, I know you're a scripter. You come from your last company and that was all scripts. So.
Well, Traci is the queen of scripts and every word is where it should be. And I'm more of a guy. And so for me, your one job is to get someone into curiosity. And you do that by asking them some simple questions. How's it going? In a perfect world, where would you want to be 12 months from now? And they're going to give you an answer. And they're going to give you the biggest answer that they are willing to say out loud. Then lean in and say, no, really, in a perfect world, where would you want it to be? Get them to stretch a little bit. Ask them what's holding them back from that perfect solution. They'll give you 1 or 2 answers. And then just ask them, if I could solve those challenges for you, would you give me some time to talk to one of my leaders? Right? And we got you, Sean, we got Amy, we got an entire team to help with that at a high level. You have your upline's upline, right? Keep going up.
The EXP family tree will help anybody, regardless of affiliation and organization.
Right. Absolutely. Right. And so get them into curiosity. In the last 7 days, I had a conversation with a team of 20, a brokerage of 80, and both were dropped in front of me. I don't know where they came from or what the opening conversation was, but they were in curiosity and they were like, tell me about this thing, right? This can't work for me. And just through some easy questions and proof of concept, they're open-minded. Now we're bringing them in to run the numbers. We have an analyst team that at the company that's going to help crunch all the budget numbers so we can go back and show them beyond a shadow of a doubt it's the best model, it's the best solution. Then I got a call from one of my agents in Canada who has relationships in Mexico, and could I have a conversation with a brokerage of 20? It's like, yes.
Yeah.
Right? This thing is going global, and the leadership we have. And I'll give a little shout out to our broker of record in South Africa. His name is Andrew. And I got to tell you, to meet someone and say, hey, this is a new country. I don't know how everything works there. I have a really strong team leader that I'd like you to talk to have him drop everything he's doing, lean in, give his all, and help build my group overseas. We are blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed. Right? Just get people in the curiosity, find out where their pain points are, and start talking to your upline support team, talk to our growth team and say, hey, I have someone, this is who they are, and these are their pain points. Where do I go from here? And we'll lay it out for you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So Traci, before you were married, you had built quite a big line. What are you using to, it's all about lead generation. You all know that, whether it's transactions, whether it's people, it's coming in contact with people that makes this all happen.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys doing your lead generation? You're not depending on organic. You can't get there organically.
It's fascinating. Everybody's one phone call away from a completely different life. Okay. I've been at this now for going on 8 years, right? And more than half of my organization is under the amazing Pat Hayes. So I tell Pat all the time, if it wasn't for you, Pat, I'd still be selling real estate. So, and Pat did not have a big recruiting background. He had owned a business before and he was a solid real estate agent, but he's not somebody that would be your poster child of the best person to bring in to grow EXP. But his first year with EXP, he was recruiter of the year globally for our company. So, I think the first thing is that it's not your decision if EXP is a good fit for somebody. And tell your Gene Frederick story real quick.
So
this is a good story.
This is a terrible story.
Yeah, it's a good story.
So I come over to EXP about 10 years ago, and I'm going through the Rolodex in my life of people that I know that could impact this company. And so I make a list. Gene Frederick comes to my mind, but he's a whale. I mean, he was Mr. Everything at my old company. He was on the inner circle for trainers and coaches and all of that. And I was like, he'll never be interested in this. I need to get more people like me. And he came to my mind about once a month, until a day when Jason said, hey, I have a guy from your old company. Could you talk to him and let him know how it's going here? I'm like, yeah, who? He said, Gene Frederick. What?
Yeah.
So I helped recruit Gene, but I did not have the guts to reach out to him and ask for him for some time myself. Right. So the lesson is this: you have someone running around in your head who's a big fish, a big player that you know in your life, and you're thinking that's too big of a person to be interested in this opportunity. Call them right now.
They're the prom date on a Saturday night.
Yeah. And, that's not only true in your agent attraction business, but it's true in your real estate business too. I was a mega agent. I was top luxury listing agent for my previous office. I led the #1 real estate team in my city, the #1 Century 21 team in the nation when I was there. But let me tell you this, call your big fish for your real estate business too. I was going through a training class and they gave us this cold call script, or this script to call your center of influence. And I thought, this is a pretty lame script, and who should I call? And I kept getting this thought in my head: call Joe Mangione, call Joe Mangione. Joe was at the time by far the wealthiest person that I knew. He was a friend. He was somebody that I knew that would take my call. And I'd actually, we'd done some business together in some other industries. And call him. Oh, I don't want to call him. Well, I called him and I said, went through my script. Do you know anybody looking to buy or sell real estate, Joe? And he got real quiet. And he said, Traci, I had a dream last night that I bought that house up on the hill in the Dominion. I said, it's up for sale. Let's go. Because I had that house on the hill in the Dominion on my vision board because I wanted to own it. $1.9 million. I said, let's go look at it today. We went and looked at it. He bought that house and he sold his $850,000 house through me. So that one phone call, $2.5 million worth of production, not a bad one phone call. So the bigger the fish they are, the more successful they are. The wealthy people right now are thinking, hey, maybe this is the time that I should sell. Maybe this is the time I should invest. Call the people that the universe brings into your head. There's a reason that the universe is suggesting that you call them. And if you want to learn more great ways on how to build your real estate business, the way that we built up San Antonio, we launched 7.5 years ago. We're now the second largest company in San Antonio, and a second or third. And San Antonio's bigger than Dallas. It's the seventh largest city in the United States. So we went from nothing to number 2 or number 3 just in a really short period of time. And the way that we built San Antonio is through lunch and earns. And this coming Wednesday, I will be teaching class on how to do a lunch and earn right here for Level Up at 11:30 Eastern time. So please, please, please join us. I promise it'll be it'll be a fun class. And by the time that you leave that class, you'll know how to launch a lunch and earn in your marketplace in 3 days.
That's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
and it truly is. The first agent from EXP to ever call me and explain it correctly, and not I won't say it, expand upon it, was the person that I signed up under.
Yeah.
And I just went, and they said, well, you probably get hit all the time. You're the largest office in San Diego County. And I went, nope, nobody calls me. Do you think Gene calling a Rob Flick was an accident? No, he called the big fish first.
Well, actually, that's a good story too. Rob called Gene because he thought they were living in the same city and thought they were both retired. So Rob called Gene and said, hey, I got another business opportunity I want to show you. And she says, okay, well, I got something to show you. So that you need to get those two gentlemen on to tell that story. It's the story that changed the face of EXP in a lot of ways.
It is. Together they have tens of thousands of sponsored agents into this company, and it really was talking with Brent and talking with Gene and talking with Rob. They said, I'm going to call the biggest names I possibly can first, get them out of the way.
Right.
At least say hi. And that's what changed the face of this company. That's why nobody will ever be EXP. The biggest names are here. The people who grew this are at EXP. You can't grow another EXP. We already have all the people. So what's next? You're still focused in production too, aren't you, Traci? Do you still?
No. When my revenue share check hit $500,000 a year, I officially retired from selling homes, and I now refer all of that business out. So yeah, EXP definitely did set me financially free in every way humanly possible. So,
however, we place a lot of referrals,
We do.
Our secret weapon for referrals is her little puppy named Shadow. He's 5 pounds. He's about this big. We're sitting on the couch one evening, and she said, Dave, do you think the quality of our questions impacts the quality of our lives? I said, absolutely. And she held up the little puppy and she said, do you think the questions that Shadow asks impacts the quality of Shadow's life? I said, sure. Why do you ask? And she goes, well, I walk him every day and everyone loves him. He's just adorable. They're like, oh, what a cute dog. And Shadow talks. He sounds like Traci, but he says, you got any bacon? And everyone always laughs, and they don't have any bacon. So he's asking a cute question, and Traci's meeting a lot of people, but it's not improving his life, right? Other than he's getting a little bit of love. So his new question is, do you know any realtors?
Yeah. Nice.
In his first day with his new question, he got 3 leads. Yeah. One person said, I'm an agent. One person said, I'm an agent. Another one said, my sister's an agent. Another one said, my best friend's an agent. And we said, we love agents. Will you give us their contact info? 3 people, right?
Wow. Well, I can tell you the number one question in real estate recruiting is, Dave, Traci, I know it's not you, but I'm looking for somebody for a huge opportunity in real estate. Can you give me a short list of names of people that could tackle anything? I'm looking for true natural born leaders. You get 1 of 2 answers back. What do you mean it's not me? Or Sure, I know a couple folks. You're going to get a short list of people, and then I get to say, Dave Gagnon and Traci Gagnon gave me your name.
Yeah.
So that's the question you ask. Who do you know?
Mhm.
And one of my favorite stories is I was talking to someone that I really wanted to be in business with, and she was shutting me down. And I said exactly that, right? Well, if it's not for you, who's the number one person that you would recommend? She said, Raul. I said, okay. What's his number? I called Raul. He said, go ahead. I told him. He said, I'm in. I called her back and I said, Raul's coming in. Would you like to be in? I'll put you in front of him. And she said, no, it's not for me. He's been an icon every year since coming. What a great business partner.
Yeah.
So parting gifts for all these people, words of wisdom that's going to benefit their lives. What did Traci and Dave want to impart upon the EXP world?
The safest investment that you can make is investing in yourself. So we're very blessed to be a part of a company that has over 50 hours of free training in whatever aspect of your business that you want to grow, whether it's your own personal development, whether it's your relationships, whether it's building a stronger business. Invest in yourself and be happy. Choose to be happy in every situation that you're in. And, realtors get free with EXP. We're so blessed to be a part of this life-changing company. Thank you, Glenn Sanford.
Thank you, Glenn Sanford. Thank you, Jason. And by the way, on that story, the reason why it was a little shaky when he called me back, he didn't mean to dial me. He fat finger dialed me. That's how I got here. He mistakenly hit the button that gave the second call. Thank you for a fat finger, Jason.
Fat finger, Jason. I'm never going to repeat that, but I want to thank both of you guys for coming here to the leadership meeting, the all agent leadership meeting. I look forward to seeing you at Build, at EXP Con, at Sprint, and you guys are absolutely wonderful. I can't wait to spend more time with you.
Thank you, Sean.
We feel the same way. See you in a couple of weeks at Build.
Oh, yes. Now I want to cover an important reminder. We don't want to forget to mention, do you want to win a ticket at EXP Con 22? Of course you do. The answer is yes. As we mentioned last week, we launched a raffle to win EXP Con tickets. All you have to do is attend this agent leadership meeting, beginning with last week and ending with Friday, August 12th. It's here. Complete the survey at the end of the meeting and your name and email address, and you will automatically be entered into the raffle. So when you do the survey, put your name and email address, and you'll be entered into the raffle. Now, if you also want to attend on August 19th and 26th, you'll increase your chances of winning. You'll double your chances of winning. So keep coming back to the agent leadership meeting. The winner will be announced on September 2nd meeting. And I want to thank all of you so very much for coming to the EXP Agent Leadership Meeting. We have iConversations coming up next, and I think Alyssa is in here. Are you here, Alyssa?
I am here. Yes. So thank you very much. I will take it from here, and thank you for all of that wonderful information. So what we're doing next here is on the YouTube live stream, we are going to be watching and you're going to be participating in the new agent stand-up. So my name is Alyssa Specht with EXP University, and I am pumped to welcome you. So if you have been here before, welcome back. It's good to see you. And I hope that you are getting a lot from this session, getting the accountability that you need. If you are brand new here, welcome to you. And you might be joining us in World or on YouTube for the very first time. Welcome. And I'm going to give you a little bit of orientation. So this is the new agent stand-up. This is an accountability session designed with new agents in mind. So however, though, if you are an experienced agent, you are still watching, I want you to hang out with us still, because we've got value for all experience levels. And I would ask you to contribute, collaborate a little bit. So this is the place to come and get your mindset right. Kick off your day with some momentum. This is a place for you to come and make a promise to yourself for your business. And as I always like to say, it's a place for you to speak your commitment out loud. So guys, we've got 15 minutes here. And in our stand-up, we start off by giving you just 5 minutes of orientation, giving you some resources, checking in with you. And then in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to ask of you to make those commitments for your business. And as always, in our last 5 minutes, we're going to leave you with 5 minutes of fire. Fire. We bring in an amazing icon agent, a powerful influencer, someone who is going to help you jumpstart your day and jumpstart your weekend. But guys, I always like to start off with a little bit of a message for you. So there's a good chance if you are watching this right now, you might find yourself in a moment of change. Maybe you are brand new and you're, changing your mindset from being, an employee to a business owner. Maybe you are finding out that you need to change your habits. Maybe you need to figure out how to change with the changing market. Wherever you are in your career, wherever you are in your life, you are most likely going through, or you will go through, a moment of change. And I want to talk about those moments because so often when people talk about change, they talk about it with a negative tone, right? I'm sure you guys have heard this before, right? They'll say, this place has changed, or, that person changed. I'm not sure about that. I know that every one of you can probably think of that, or maybe you even said that before, like, this just isn't what it used to be. And I started thinking about change actually this past weekend. So my husband and I were driving through his hometown together, and it's been years after we left, and I'm watching him stare out the windows all nostalgically. And he's like pointing out the window and all sullenly, he's like, that used to be a Burger King. And I'm like laughing and I'm thinking to myself, is this guy really nostalgic about Burger King? And I thought about it and I figured it out. Of course he's not. Of course he's not missing a fast food restaurant. I figured out that he was missing the comfort of what was, of how things were. And so you might find yourself, feeling the same way in these moments of change, missing the comfort of what was. Maybe you're feeling some pain or some discomfort over trying to start something new, maybe starting a real estate business. For me personally, the change into becoming a business owner was pretty uncomfortable. I'll admit it, because it made me realize how much I needed to change. It made me have to admit that I needed to change. I need to be more organized. I need to be a better communicator. Ugh. And at times I would think, wouldn't it just be easier to stay the same? Wouldn't it be, that would just be more comfortable? And of course it would be more comfortable. I wouldn't have to know the struggle of learning new skills and then put those skills into practice only to find out that I'm going to be bad at them before I get good at them. Of course, it would be easier to stay the same. So my message to you in these moments of change is not to think of what was, but to think of what could be. When you're experiencing that discomfort and that pain, I want you to imagine your big, beautiful dream life where you've got a thriving business, where you've got financial freedom, whatever your big dream life is. And I want you to remember what that pain of change is for. I want you to imagine someone else maybe looking at your life, or maybe even you're looking at your own life. And instead of hearing that negative tone, oof, that person's changed, you are going to hear, wow, that person's grown. That person's grown. So my questions for you is, what are you growing into? What are you purposely changing that is going to help you build that big dream life? We're not looking back anymore at what was. We are asking ourselves, what could be? So what could be? And if you don't have a clear vision of what could be, I am going to give you an assignment in just a moment, because that vision, that dream, that huge goal is going to be your North Star in these moments of change. I want you to ruminate. I want you to marinate on that for a second. And if you are just tuning in, I just want to welcome everybody. I want to welcome you to Level Up. Level Up is designed for EXP agents and non-EXP agents alike. We are here to elevate the industry. So we are here to teach you how to find opportunities in your market and teach the skills that you need to build in a changing market. So today, my friends, is Fire Friday. This is the New Agent Stand Up. It is your 3 times a week dose of accountability and fire. So we ask you to make that commitment to yourself, and we're going to ask you to come back on Monday and check in and let us know if you fulfilled those commitments that you made to yourself. I want you to stay tuned for everything that we have got coming up for you. Before we, though, move on, I also want to give you a resource. It's going to be a tool for your business. So if you are watching in World, we're going to drop a link to our beginner track website. Guys, this was built for you in mind. And what you're going to get right now is access to our level 1. And this is going to help you get acclimated to EXP. But like we said, get that clear vision so you can craft that and you get that North Star. This level 1 is going to help you craft a very clear vision of what your business could look like. So guys, if you have not done it yet, I want you to click on that link. We'll put that in World, get registered, get that exclusive access to the beginner track. Right now, you've got level 1, but it's coming soon, guys. Level 2 very soon, and you will not want to miss it. So, all right, guys, it is time. It is time to make those commitments to yourself, to your business. And this is time for you to truly reflect on your business. Ask yourself, what could be? What could be? And I want you to speak your commitments out loud. I want you to type those commitments in the chat, either here in World or on YouTube. Speak your commitments out loud. And I'll give you a few different prompts if you are maybe you're not sure exactly what those commitments could look like. So what could be? If you don't have a clear vision of your business, I'm going to challenge you right now to build your business plan. So remember that the vision that you have for your business can serve as your North Star. So it's important. You've got to get very clear on that. And I want you to think of that big 3-year dream. And then from there, once you have that, now you know how you're going to arrange your day-to-day to meet that big 3-year dream. So if you guys do not have a business plan, I want you to go ahead and start there. Some other prompts that I can help you think of a commitment if you're struggling. And guys, keep them coming in the chat. What skills do you need to get there? What skills do you need to live your big 3-year dream? What actions could you take that's going to push you towards your vision? What could you do today? Do you have a database? Are you calling your database? All of these, I'm trying to give you some prompts, and I want you to keep those coming in the chat. But right now, right after you made those promises to yourself, we like to send you away with a little bit of fire, a little bit of a motivation, so you've got the fire and the gumption to go fulfill those promises. So it is my true honor to bring on our next guest to give you that fire. Friends, please welcome the powerful, the inspirational. She is a performance and growth coach. Please welcome Sherry Swift.
Where are we? 3 words: speed, quantity, and quality. That's where we are, partners. Speed, quantity, and quality. Let me explain. The necessity for speed today is non-negotiable. What do you mean by that, Sherry? Well, here's what I mean. We need to execute immediately. There is no time to consider, is it perfect? Is it right? What color should it be? Maybe I need to rethink it. I'm going to look at it again. Let me send it to someone, 3 or 4 or 5 someones, and ask their opinion. What I want you to understand is the need for speed and the urgency of now is absolute. There is no time to negotiate with your doubt. Speed is necessary in the market that we're in today. Quantity, okay, let's talk about it a little bit, right? We are recovering from a market of impulse. We are recovering from a market where buyers showed up and they participated based on very close to free money. We are recovering from a market of order taking. I'm just going to say it. Order takers is what we've been. You know, people were so excited. The buyers were so excited. They just couldn't wait to show up, write an offer, write another offer, write another offer. And now, we're recovering. We're recovering. Thank God we're recovering. Let's just face it. That was completely unsustainable. So now here we find ourselves in a market, instead of being in a market of order taking and in an environment and a culture of order taking, we find ourselves in a culture of consultation, a culture of customer service, and there is a need for quantity. What does that mean, Sherry? It means you have to do more. You have to do more. You have to create more. You have to make more happen. You can't just show up and expect that it's going to just produce the results that it has produced. It's time to get back into lead generation. It's time to get back into database management. It's time to get back into a little bit of intentional relationship building and relationship maintenance. There must be quantity. How much are you doing? Are you doing it every day? Are you doing it multiple times a day? Are you doing it multiple times a month? How much are you doing? And then finally, quality. This market that we are moving into and that we are working through, quality is important. It is said that 20 to 30% of the realtors, I've been doing this now for over 20 years. I have coached and trained so many realtors through shifts, and 20 to 30% of the real estate population will exit the market when it becomes difficult. And in order to ensure that you are going to be here on the other side, you have to make sure that you button up your presentation. You have to make sure that you are managing a quality business. You have to make sure that you understand the script and the dialogue that is directly connected to the market that is now. You have to speak the pain points, the pressure points, the concern and the consistency to the buyers and the sellers, so they understand that you understand, and then they trust that you understand and you can represent their best interest. Speed, quantity, and quality. Welcome into the market where the urgency is now. Let's get into it.
Woo! Speed, quantity, and quality. That was fire. That was fire. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Sherry Swift, and I want you to take that fire and put that in your pocket. That was amazing. So as we are wrapping up today with today's new agent stand-up, I have 2 calls to action for you. Number 1, if you are watching in World, we're going to throw a survey in the chat for you. I want you to fill that out, please. Thank you. And give us your feedback. We always want to make sure that we are bringing you value and bringing you fire. And if you are watching on YouTube, I want you to smash that like button and make sure that you're subscribed to eXp Realty's channel. So guys, that is going to wrap up the new agent stand-up and our level up programming today. So go take action, and we'll see you on Monday.